The game is rigged. What can I say? Rigged against us all in so many ways. Where do I start? The list is so long. I guess I could start with exactly what's wrong. Fiat currency, Wall Street and the Fed. Let's list all the jobs that wouldn't exist if we were moments from being dead. CEOs, bankers, Congress. You knew. Don't let cognitive dissonance get the best of you. Something isn't right. We never get ahead. Most live 2 paychecks away from having no roof over their head. I mentioned our currency, the very first tool to enslaving us all and making us fools. Name one thing that isn't taxed or illegal. Violate their laws and prepare to spread eagle. With money for war, but none for the poor. It makes me wonder what all this is for. As I recall, our freedom is somewhere overseas, being fought for by the military-industrial complexes, hungry war machine. What they parade as our freedom is only meant to mislead them. The gig is up. The numbers are in. They take our hard-earned money for a war no one can win. Which reminds me about all these wars. Since the war on terror, it's been terror galore. The war on drugs, guess what that brought about? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't a drought. Where in the world have our liberties gone? They've been taken from us at the barrel of a gun being held by the government's hand. If you think it's for protection, I guess you don't quite understand. In all of my travels, both here and abroad, the tactic to fearmonger is mostly a fraud. People are friendly much of the time, but that isn't highlighted as much as the crime. Which brings me around to the mainstream media. You're better off with Wikipedia. It's all controlled, down to a science. It programs your brain to eliminate defiance. The just us system is a scam. One guy gets 50 years for stealing a ham. The DuPont heir, well, he raped his 3-year-old daughter. If anything, I'd say that deserves a slaughter. But no, not him. He wound up with probation. And that sums up the justice system of this great nation. The more money you have, the more chance that you stand of getting no more than a slap on the hand. If you are broke, you don't stand a chance. If you are broke, well, they have other plans. They will make money off you one way or a few. Receiving stolen tax dollars for inmates is nothing new. Most people in prison for victimless crimes. Meanwhile, the real criminals are being paid for on our dimes. Which brings us to the Fed and what most don't know. The interest on every dollar you use will only grow. It is designed in such a way. No matter what, they steal your pay. Whether taxes or interest or even health care, with penalties for non-participation, I'm sure you're well aware. Taxation is theft, no matter how you explain it. That's why by coercion and force is how they must maintain it. So what makes it right? Is it the price we must pay to make sure we are protected each and every day? Protected from what? All of these wars? The one on illegal immigrants? What else could this wall be for? But I'm not buying it, not even one bit. The government wants us all sucking off its tit. It's not just here, oh no, not even close. They invade abroad and push their Federal Reserve note. Which brings me back to all of these wars. Do we even know what our youth goes out to die for? It's oil and control of the poppy production. The latter could be linked to population reduction. It's time to push the Federal Reserve note on unaware victims. Then bleed them dry of resources, or else we will get them. They poison our air. We're sitting ducks. But I look around, and no one gives a fuck. Some make up excuses like, that's cold air from all planes, but have no explanation when it's blue sky for days. But now you're probably still stuck on the fact that I said fuck, and now I will point out why those offended really suck. You'll get offended by a word that I said, but never offended at the millions of innocent dead. Not just abroad, they poison our children with mercury and fluoride, then later with Ritalin. The wars in the water, the food that is fake. This is what people mean when they say, are you awake? Chemo is poison they claim that you need to cure you from cancer that could be cured from a seed. Or a change in diet, ever thought of that? They want us all lazy and fat. Or on one of their drugs, pharmaceutical or not, unless you're only trying to smoke pot. Holistic doctors are dying in droves, yet some are in denial still because Snopes told me so. When does it end? Well, you'd be surprised. We only need 3 to 15% of you guys. So let's spread the word. Collective consciousness will change the world. Teach our children to critically think, and the world will change in no more than a blink. Live the life you want. Stand up and be brave. Stop volunteering to be someone's slave. Find the courage to take a stand. We have the ability to disrupt their global plan. Do what is right, not what is legal. Stop living your life like the government's pet beagle. Invest in yourself and what you know. Open your mind and allow it to grow. Beware of the bias and give power to the truth. Then pass this information on to the youth. We are all in this together, this much I know. When they successfully divide us, their power just grows. I hope that you let these words sink in some, because I'm just like you, foraging for freedom.